The United States Navy has officially entered a new era in warfare. After decades of science fiction promises and experimental prototypes, it now has a working laser weapon. And not just some lab-bound test unit, but a fully integrated operational system deployed aboard an active warship. It's called Helios, short for high-energy laser with integrated optical dazzler and surveillance. And it's more than just a new weapon. It's a glimpse into the future of naval combat. Imagine this, the raw power required to light up an entire neighborhood, focused into a single, precise point of light. That's what Helios brings to the fight. Concentrated energy, traveling at the speed of light, capable of silently incinerating targets without warning. No explosive warhead, no smoke trail, just instant, invisible destruction. For the Navy, it's a leap forward as significant as the invention of gunpowder or the introduction of machine guns. Right now, the Helios system is installed on the USS Preble, an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer. When the Navy first designed these destroyers, the plan was to include 2 CIWS units, one forward, one aft. But over time, that plan changed. Budget cuts, shifting mission priorities, whatever the reason, most of these ships were ultimately built with only the aft unit. That left the forward mount empty, until now. This was a stroke of logistical genius. The CIWS mount already had the infrastructure in place to support a high-powered energy system. After all, the CIWS itself draws an enormous amount of power, particularly when it's scanning for threats or firing its 6-barreled cannon at thousands of rounds per minute. The current version of Helios operates at 60 kilowatts, but the design allows for scaling up to 120 kilowatts in the near future. That's a crucial point, because at higher power levels, this weapon isn't just capable of taking down drones and small aircraft. It could eventually intercept ballistic missiles. Even more impressive is how Helios fits into the Navy's existing digital ecosystem. This isn't some standalone gadget bolted onto the deck. Helios is tied directly into the ship's Aegis combat system, the brain behind modern U.S. naval operations. It can even perform multiple roles at once: strike targets, blind enemy sensors, and provide high-definition surveillance, all simultaneously. When you see Helios on the deck, you might be surprised by how compact it looks. It's not some massive cannon or oversized turret. In fact, it's significantly smaller than the Phalanx system it replaces. But don't let the size fool you. Inside that modest housing is a precision-engineered suite of sensors, optics, and beam control systems. But Helios isn't just about hard kills. The second half of its name, Optical Dazzler and Surveillance, adds 2 more layers to its capabilities. Let's talk about the Dazzler first. Think of it as a military-grade laser pointer. One powerful enough to temporarily blind or confuse optical sensors on drones, small boats, or even incoming missiles. In tense situations, it offers a non-lethal way to warn or deter without firing a single bullet. Laser dazzlers have been used in maritime operations for years, especially in the Middle East and Pacific, but Helios brings that function to a whole new level. It's not handheld. It's not portable. It's built in and ready to deploy instantly, a true force multiplier in close quarters or high-traffic waters. But technology is one thing. Real-world performance is what truly matters. And that's where things get interesting. According to multiple reports, the USS Preble recently conducted a classified live fire test somewhere in the vast expanse of the Western Pacific. The goal? Track, target, and destroy an incoming aerial threat. The target was an unmanned aircraft resembling a Cessna in size and shape, fast enough to be a challenge, but not so advanced that it risked the ship's safety. As the Preble approached the test area, the crew entered full combat readiness. Every screen in the Combat Information Center lit up as sensors scanned the skies. At first, there was only clutter, noise, clouds, false returns. But then, something changed. A faint track appeared on the radar. The tactical action officer began building a target profile, confirming signals with the electronic warfare officer, and matching data across multiple systems. Once the crew had a full picture, the request for weapons release was sent to the captain. Green light granted. The fire inhibit switch was flipped. The laser was armed. And in an instant, a beam of invisible energy shot from the bow of the ship and into the night sky. Through Helios' powerful camera system, the crew watched as the beam locked onto the target. Within seconds, the aircraft began to break up mid-air. It pitched, then spiraled down before erupting into a fireball and crashing into the sea. Cheers erupted throughout the ship. This was a historic moment. The first time a U.S. Navy warship had successfully destroyed an aircraft with a laser weapon. And that was just the beginning. In follow-up tests, Helios also demonstrated its ability to carry out soft kill missions, disabling or blinding sensors on incoming drones, neutralizing threats without destroying them outright. This kind of capability is invaluable, especially when dealing with modern hybrid warfare, where not every threat is clearly hostile. Helios offers a smarter way. It never runs out of ammo, doesn't need to be reloaded, and can fire again and again as long as the ship's generators are running. It's the perfect weapon to handle swarm attacks, fast boats, drones, and aging cruise missiles, all without breaking the bank. But power remains a limiting factor. Destroyers can only generate so much energy. Older ships might struggle to keep Helios running at full capacity. That's why the Navy is now focusing on its newer Flight 3 destroyers, which are being outfitted with more powerful generators specifically designed to support high-energy weapons like Helios. If they can solve that power puzzle, we may soon see destroyers fielding 120 kilowatt beams strong enough to vaporize not just drones, but even advanced hypersonic or ballistic missiles in flight. Whether that becomes reality in 5 years or 10, one thing is certain. The age of laser warfare is no longer science fiction. It's here, it's real, and Helios is just the beginning.